Welcome back to State of Decay 2 Heartland. I'm playing Brock right now, but Brock's not feeling too well, so we should probably switch to a different character. I've got a problem, though. None of my characters are recovering from their injuries, and I think there's a reason for that. It's because my medical tent needs to be upgraded to support passive recovery, and it requires a medical upgrade blueprint in order to do it, and I'm realizing I don't remember the first thing about this system and how it works, or where medical upgrade blueprints can be found. So I guess I need to progress the story. Maybe at some point I'll find out. So Goombuggy says I need to go and chase Chavez. He might be a source for this, maybe? Or are you just saying that in general? Because right now Chavez is not on the map. But I think he actually fires off when you get close to him, if I remember correctly. And this mission with Captain Logan might actually send me close to where Chavez is. But the first thing I actually want to do is go out and go on this mission with Reba, just because, I don't know, I like Reba. So let's switch to my one non-wounded character, who is Isaac.
We found a base as big as this.
So what does Isaac have in his inventory? What does he need? He's got a vector, and he's got bullets for that vector, which I can put in the vector right now. He doesn't have a sidearm. Doesn't have a suppressor. He's got a bunch of plague samples, because he's some kind of doctory guy. Where am I physically? There. Okay, here we go. So let's see what else this guy should carry out there into the wild. Let's get him some of these. I don't have any fire. Fire is usually a good backup plan. Do I have a fancier backpack for him? Blue gingham. Absolutely, blue gingham backpack is what he's going to get. What about a sidearm? Something that is not this gun, just in case he runs out of this gun. Maybe that. Looks like we don't have any suppressors, but I think Brock can manufacture suppressors. Can he? Yes, he can. Let's make one of those. Oh, we're short a bed. Let's figure out what we want to do about that, too. So, okay, we got a suppressor now. So let's stick that suppressor on his fancier gun. I mean, I guess I could suppress both of them. Yeah, let's suppress both of them. Why not? Why not, I say. Can I... Since I'm feeling so unfamiliar with with this system, I'm nervous about, like, can I just build whatever I want here? Let's build some more beds, at least for now. Just so that, we're not dealing with penalties from that. And just this sense that somebody hasn't been given a bedroom. Somebody is being shown disrespect in the community. And then, yeah, let's bring a few more bullets with us. Oh, and I was going to see if there's some fire that I can get. What can Brock make in the way of fire? You can make some basic fire. You can also make some napalm.
You should nip these infestations in the bud.
Yeah, let's make some napalm. I'm sure that this doctor feels no ethical qualms about carrying napalm into battle. That sounds amazing. All right. Thanks, Brock. I'm so glad I recruited you so I could have some napalm. How are we doing with... Okay, we got a gas tank in the back, which is good because this range is almost out of gas. Let's actually keep that gas tank in the back and grab ourselves a new gas tank. Just getting out of the base takes me so long sometimes. I was like, oh yeah, we're just gonna switch to Isaac, get started real fast, and like, nope, that's not what we're gonna do. We're gonna spend the first 10 minutes of the stream just getting Isaac into a car. That's all we're doing. Just trying to get Isaac into a car. So Airy Twitch says, they say the blueprint comes from the doctor. Does it say that in the game? Or does it say that somewhere else? Is it something that I can craft? Because, okay, so getting the doctor is what lets me build the plague annex. I did that last time. But I'm not aware of where this blueprint comes from. Well, whatever. Even if we don't have it now, Isaac is fine.
And our new construction is done.
He's got a bed now. His health is absolute garbage. But he's fine. Let's go visit Reba and see what she needs. Oh, look! Bunch of frickin' zombies. I kind of want to know what this napalm is like. Oh, what this napalm has is a really long fuse. Okay, that's good to know. So if I want to kill zombies with napalm... I mean, Brock can make as much of this crap as I want, so I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, apparently I need to gather them all up, but then drop it well in front of them.
Finish what you start. There's one left.
Okay, everybody come back through the fire. Everybody come back through the fire. Dang! Oh, I thought that they'd be delayed enough. See, I thought these guys would be delayed enough by that obstacle that they would stop and get hit by the fire, but that did not happen. Okay, well, I've only got one napalm left, only one magazine of bullets left, but that's fine. I just had to give that a try, learn a little bit about this stuff, because I tend to be a hoarder in games like this. I've been annoying myself in Project Zomboid because I'll find a really, really sweet car, and the only thing, and like nothing will ever get me to drive that really sweet car. The only thing that sweet car does is it downgrades the relative value of a different car in my mind and makes me more willing to drive that different car. Like, in my lake house save in Zomboid, I've got, like, a collection of, like, 7 vehicles, and the one that I drive is the junkiest vehicle. Just in case. What if something bad happens? Is sort of the way my brain works. Did I already miss her? Or no. Okay. She always feels like she's behind me when I actually get to the point where it's time to take the turn off to her house. I feel like I've already missed the turn, but I haven't. Incredible Mouse suggests that I should throw napalm in front of myself while I'm running and then run over it. That sounds nerve-wracking, but you're probably right. That probably actually does make the most sense. I think that dynamite is probably that way too. Like, it's probably better off throwing it in front of yourself and running over it than trying to throw it at a mobile target. So let's see what Reba wants. I literally scripted this mission, and I've completely forgotten everything about it. I do not remember what this mission's about. Before we go over there, though, let's deal with this zombie. Hey there, Crave Case in hand. Thanks for joining us. All right, let's see.
That bastard Santos conned me out of my water tank. You get it for me, and I'll share the water with you.
So, of course I'll help you. Accept mission uncritically. I guess I can help. Is there more I should know? Accept mission cautiously. I'm so sorry that I'm laughing at my own stupid joke here. It's kind of fun. I mean, you write weird little things like this because it amuses you. And it's kind of fun to forget things like this because then, I mean, just weird little stuff like this, it's not that funny, but it's the kind of thing that amuses me. And so it's like, it's perfectly crafted to entertain me because I wrote it. But because I'm so forgetful, like, I get to be entertained by it again.
I traded them a perfectly good water barrel, but they didn't live up to their end of the bargain. I'd steer clear of him if I were you. That man can't help but lie.
Okay, yeah.
I'm sure that you're being completely honest with me, Reba. Goonbuggy says that Reba reminds him of his auntie. Yeah, Paroxicus is saying, Ms. Reba is giving some Southern Belle realness. She's given hot toddy, peach cobbler, barbecue sauce, and with a vinegar base. That is, yes, she's pouring it on thick. Yeah, so she originally was just like, at first we had only 12 voices planned that we were going to be able to pull off for playable characters in State of Decay 2. But then I think we kind of pushed to try to get a little bit more variety, and specifically we were looking for age variety, because we had some age variety between, like, say, younger characters and middle-aged characters. We didn't have any voices that really sounded like they might belong to an older person, and so that's when Quincy and Reba were added as playable voices. Before they were characters in Heartland, they were just the names of our playable voices. So we added them just because it just felt like we wanted to be able to depict older people. You know, we didn't want this to just be a game in which all the old people are dead. That just didn't seem quite fair. So yeah, so we added these voices, and we also decided to sort of let them cover another couple bases, like, you know, giving them at least her. She has like a southern accent, which gives us a little bit more regional coverage in the United States. But yeah, so that's the way we went. So again, I know things aren't as they seem. I've completely forgotten how this works, and it's so weird to drive back to sort of the Santos base in the earlier map before we made it like a player base, before we enclosed it in a fence and filled it with facility slots.
We're getting low on building supplies.
All right, let's just take care of these monsters before I gotta do anything else. Yeah! Get it done, Isaac! All right. I'm thinking if we had a lot of attention to detail, we might have decided not to show mission icons during those, like, little cinematic whatever kill cams.
Hello. You can come in if you're friendly.
Okay, let me just bash your door down. How does that sound? Okay, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I know you're excited to see me, but hey, come here, Grace.
Are you looking for something?
Yeah, Reba sent me to pick up a water cooler.
Ray wants me to say no. But honestly, she's alone, she's miserable. I think she wants everyone to hate her. Go ahead and take the barrel. Maybe she'll stop telling everyone we cheated her.
Okay.
So where did we stick that barrel? I forgot.
Hooray.
Not here, but I will freely rob you of your stuff. Probably not in here either.
Always in
Oh, there it is. Oh, and some materials. I'm just going to take more of your stuff. Is that cool, Grace? If I just take more of your stuff? I'm kind of shocked it wasn't in this box, honestly. Oh, this note looks like it used to be taped to the water cooler. If Reba comes looking for this, tell her she can't have it back. We fixed her truck just fine. It's not our fault she hit a juggernaut after the delivery. Yeah, okay, yeah. So Reba is a type. She's a type of person who, whenever anything bad happens, it's never her fault. And it's also never just luck. It's always someone did this to her. I think, you know, I think we all know somebody like that. And that's sort of like, that's the type of person we patterned Reba after. Is just the type of person who, you know, just, they have to, for some, whatever reason, they have to not only see themselves as blameless in their own misfortune, but they have to also see themselves as a victim. They have to see themselves as somebody who, you know, all of their badness comes from someone they can be angry at. And I think that it, you know, comes from some sort of like, the feeling of anger, the feeling of outrage at being wronged is actually kind of a good feeling. Like, it's fun to feel that way. It's fun to sort of imagine, like, you know, just sort of think through how wronged you were. And for some people, that becomes a thing that they just sort of become dependent on. And I've passed her turn, haven't I? Where they sort of need that feeling in order to sort of cope with normal misfortune. And so yeah, so Reba strikes me as that kind of person. Just everything. Because, I mean, wanting to be blameless, like wanting to say, like, oh, that's not my fault. Lots of people are like, that's not my fault. But it's a special kind of person who's not just, that's not my fault, and also someone else did it to me. People who, you know, when they lose something, they're like, who stole my whatever? You know? Not where did I put it, but where did you put it? Yeah, Goombuggy's like, yep, sounds like Auntie. I don't know if that's what you were saying that about, but I'm just going to pretend. Okay, there's a buttload of zombies around your house, Reba. Do you want me to help with that, or... I'll take care of these guys, too, so they don't interrupt our conversation. Oh, just a second. Hold that thought. Okay, I'm back. I just needed to have a quick conversation with somebody outside this room. But now we're back to having a conversation with Reba, which is what we're all here to do.
I found a couple of things while I was out scavenging.
Oh, thanks, Malik.
Let's see that old water barrel. Where is she?
Here you go, or Grace actually asked us to give it to you.
Huh. Well, I'm glad at least one of that troop of liars has a conscience. Of course, that and 50 cents will get you the same amount of coffee. None. Bye-bye now.
I really like the way Andy wrote this character. Okay, so we did that. And now we're headed to a probably more important mission. Handle with care with Captain Logan. And I think, I'm not sure if this happens yet, but I think as we're heading up this direction, we might also trigger Chavez's introductory mission. So let's see if that's true. Too many zombies. Woohoo! Doesn't damage my car as much as it would in the Nightmare Zone. I've kind of gotten used to driving around in Project Zomboid. I really avoid zombies in that one too. In that one, because it takes a lot of effort to like individually swap out or repair the parts of the car that you damage in that. It's not just a simple, quick repair job like it is in State of Decay 2. It takes effort and skill. Character skill, not player skill. I guess there's some player skill involved in just sort of, assessing what kinds of cars, or I guess it's player knowledge, assessing what kinds of cars, are worth investing in. What kinds of damage to a car is worth tolerating, that sort of thing. Alright, so I'm not seeing as trigger Chavez, so maybe it's either too early in the story, or maybe we haven't gone quite to where we need to go. Also, I don't know how to navigate this map, and I'm in a terrible place! I don't know what I'm doing. I like this bit of soundtrack, though. Okay, seriously. I thought I had found the place to cut off the road, but I had not. And unfortunately, I don't think looking at the map would help very much, because it's not like we give you contour lines to tell you where the obstacles are.
Right here.
Okay. Oh, wait, maybe this was an okay way to go. All right, Captain Logan. Just a moment. Got some zombie friends to deal with. Got some crowd control on these zombies. Just making sure I'm switching targets. All right, let's actually drop this off and this, and we don't need that. Oh, hey, what? Wait, when did I pick up when did I grab this? I don't even remember grabbing this rifle ammo press. Okay, whatever. I should probably... I brought some gas, though, right? Yeah, let's gas up this car while we're here. Oh, so Raneth Court says it's Chavez spawns after this mission. Okay. It's funny. I probably set that up, but I completely forgot it in the intervening time. Ooh, more fire. Yay. And a deck destroyer. Wait, I'm not going to rob you blind before I've even met you. I guess I met him. I've already met him in one mission. By the way, do you love how we've randomized which doors are locked and have zero control over it? This is actually something that we've been discussing how to construct our tool set in the new game. And one of the issues that you want in a set of game making tools is the ability of different parts of the game to talk to each other, and that's actually one of the priorities that we've set with the tool set we're building now. Is that we want different things in the game to all be aware of each other and be able to sort of detect what's going on with each other and affect what's going on with each other. Like, for example, if an enclave was capable of detecting that the building it's settled in has doors and unlock those doors so that you're not constantly bashing your way in when you're invited inside someone's house, that would be great. Unfortunately, in State of Decay 2, those systems cannot talk to each other. Like, locked doors is handled in a completely different way, in a completely different place from enclaves. And so, and missions. Like, those are all, like, very isolated from each other, which means that we would have had to engineer some elaborate kind of, like, unwieldy solution to make it possible for an enclave to unlock their doors. And so they just don't. They just, yeah.
Thanks for coming out. I need to show you something.
Randith Cord suggests, how about an enclave not choosing to live right next to a plague heart? That is something we probably could do. Sorry. Okay, so I love how I've got two options here, but they're both agreeing. So there we go.
I don't know if you've noticed this. The blood plague in this area is especially nasty.
Uh-huh.
The things I'm gonna show you, let's just say they aren't exactly common outside the valley. Zombie incoming.
All right. Let's go, Captain Logan. Where are we headed? Over there. All right. See, I'm pretty sure that I played through this mission to, like, fix a bug or something, but I've forgotten it. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know which mission this is, like what mechanic it introduces. But I've forgotten all of the details.
Okay, this is close enough. See that disgusting mass up there? That's a plague wall. Don't get too close unless you're ready for a serious fight.
Looks kind of like a plague heart.
Uh-huh. The doc calls it the next step in blood plague evolution. Actually, these walls is the reason my entire squad is dead. We shot it, burned it, blew it up. Nothing worked. Until the doc stumbled onto a neat little trick. Now, you've probably seen plague bloaters around the valley already. The doc figured out that these bastards held the secret to taking down the plague walls.
Who's this doc you keep talking about? And what do plague bloaters have to do with anything?
Okay. So I didn't get very close, but there you go. It's a plague wall, and it's gone by the time you play in Trumbull Valley.
If you approach slowly, you can harvest the bloater's poison gland before it explodes. Go fetch me one from that guy over there, and I'll show you what's next.
Okay, so I'm betting that when Andy wrote that, he was imagining that to be delivered, to go get it from that guy over there. If you say that guy over there, it makes you, like, if you emphasize the word guy, it makes you imagine there's a guy standing, like a normal guy standing over there. But if you emphasize the word that, saying that guy isn't as important, and it's just a throwaway word to refer to anyone or anything. He could have been referring to an inanimate object. But if you say that guy over there...
If you fumble this, we have to track down another of these damn things.
Emphasizing the word guy doesn't work. But the thing is, the actor didn't have a lot of context. Like, when the actor read that, he wasn't looking at this screen.
Slow and steady.
There we go. So, we debated about whether or not to include that mechanic in the Juggernaut edition. Or no, it wasn't Juggernaut edition. It was in, what did we call it? Choose Your Own Apocalypse. And we added the higher difficulty levels and brought the plague monsters into the core game. And that mechanic is being able to sort of sneak up on a sleeping plague bloater and take its gland is a kind of neat and fun one. But we sort of it was prioritized pretty low, and we didn't actually have a usage for the glands. Like in Heartland, the glands are used to make an item that lets you fight plague walls and lets you get through the gauntlet. There wasn't really a purpose for it, so we would have to not only bring that mechanic over, which actually, which was going to be no small feat. There was going to be bugs. We were going to have to fix them. And, it wasn't going to be just free to bring the mechanic over from the Heartland game mode into the regular game mode. But also, we were going to have to give it a purpose. And between those two, we ended up deciding, I was an advocate for trying to work it into the game. But in the end, when it came down to logistics, I ended up also agreeing that we probably just couldn't pull it off in the time we had. So, anyway, Captain Logan.
Did you manage to harvest a poison gland?
I did.
The doc has a process to turn the chemicals inside this thing into a weapon. I just thought of something else I want to show you. Let's hit it before we meet up with the doc.
All right. Goonie asks if I know how to fix the Trumbull missions.
It seems like you paid quite a price for the knowledge you gained.
They said that they keep getting the missions
Anticipate this level of difficulty.
out of order. What do you mean by out of order? Like what wrong order are you getting the missions in? I mean, it's been a while since I've worked on State of Decay 2, so I probably don't have an answer for you, but I am curious what kind of out of order you're talking about. Like, are you getting them out of order in a way that makes them uncompletable?
Have some company. The dogs had me on bloater patrol for the last couple of days.
Okay.
So it's just the two of you.
Didn't
Ooh.
start that way, but we bit off way more than we could chew.
I'll let him deal with the zombie.
Correct.
This is not the right place to have gone, but whatever. We found some cool stuff, so we're gonna grab it.
Fine, just keep.
Oh, okay. Fancy backpack, some parts.
I have all I can carry.
All right, I think I've got some room in the trunk here. Yeah, I probably don't need to keep this backpack, but we'll drop it off here anyway. Oh, wait. Parts. I've also got some parts I can stack. Actually, let me just keep this. I'll put the deck destroyer in there. And now, I can grab these. Okay, cool. Anyway, Logan, let's not go this way. Or, I don't know, I guess maybe, is there a way out the back here? No. Okay. Let's get out of this. I'm glad that I found this neat place, but let's go somewhere else now. So yes, I know. If we had a GPS system, that would solve this problem. Oh, hey, medical tent. Cool. Also not where I'm headed right now. Let's go this way. And
A whole mess of zombies on the move, guys.
actually, you know what would help is me looking at the map, probably.
Looks like the bridge is out. Did you army guys blow it up?
Somebody did, but it wasn't us. Both bridges were fine when we rolled in a month ago. A few days later, we woke up to the sound of two big explosions. And our radios went down, and we lost contact with the outside world. Things went bad in a hurry after that.
That's unfortunate.
I'm not sure if we ever explained that. I don't remember. Oh, okay. So, I can just keep exploring with Captain Logan or tell him that it's time to go? I mean,
Shake the damn thing off!
got my new Monogear axe. Here, I'll just take that from you.
You done looking around?
So, when do I get to meet this mysterious doctor?
How about right now?
So Awesome Twitch Dude wants to know...
There's no way any civilian
Just
in
a
this
second.
valley had the munitions and the skill to take down both bridges. But somebody went to a lot of trouble to trap a bunch of locals and a military expedition in this damn valley.
Okay.
Okay, before we go on there, let me check out Awesome Twitch Dude's question. So, he says, when somebody pays channel points to add their name to State of Decay 2, he asks, does that include first and last, or just a nickname?
These days, Dr. Hoffman is technically military. During the outbreak, he was rescued by a patrol sweeping the area for high-value civilian assets. We're lucky they found her. The lab she runs has given us a lot of new weapons in the war against the zombies.
It sounds like Dr. Hoffman was rescued by a team very similar to the team in Lifeline. Okay, now that he's done talking, awesome Twitch dude. Usually when somebody wants to add a name to State of Decay 2 because they've paid channel points for it, usually they'll have one particular name in mind that they want to put in, and they'll either tell me like their own first or last name or some nickname or whatever. Usually I'll sneak in multiple things though. So if somebody is like, well, here's my weird nickname, I'm like, okay, but I need to associate that with something. So what's your first name? What's your last name? And I'll make sure that their first and last name are also in the game, and then I'll associate the nickname with their first and last name, or something like that. Or if they just tell me a couple of names that are their names, sometimes I'll just sneak them all in. But I gotta have a limit somewhere, right? I can't just put the name of you and your entire family and everyone you know. And so, yeah. So usually it's just it's a little bit. I'm a little bit flexible about it. And so it just kind of depends on what you want. Just ask for what you want, and we'll see. And if it seems like you're being ridiculous, I'll tell you you're being ridiculous and it's not fair.
Good. Good. Come on up.
If that feral tackles me, I'm in trouble. Headshot! Headshot!
Whew. Does that happen every time? So we deliberately put Hoffman up on a second story so that she'd be safe from zombies, because we were not going to let her die. A lot of other characters in the story can die, but she can't. And so we put her in a place where zombies couldn't get to her easily. Somebody's cooking with peppers. All right. Where are you?
Hello there. I suppose all of this must come as a surprise to you.
What are you doing here?
2 years ago, I was working in a private lab funded by some tech billionaire I never even met. Just keeping my head down, trying to push out the edges of medical parasitology. The next thing you know, the world ends, and the army whisks me off to a bunker. And the rest is history. Oh, before I forget, take this. This information will let you upgrade your medical facility to something less medieval. Among other benefits, you will be able to craft a special kind of plague cure that provides brief immunity to further infection.
Thank you. I'd have to drop something else first.
Medical upgrade.
I can't carry that.
What do I drop? I mean, I don't even know if I have anything that fires this. Oh, wait, no, I think Brock's gun fires this. You know what? I'm not planning on using crossbow bolts anytime soon. Ooh, crossbows. That reminds me of something. Let's wrap up this mission, then we'll talk about crossbows.
I know this is a lot to take in. The truth is, we need your help. The doc and I can't do everything needed to finish the job. You've proven yourself more than competent. I'd like to count on you to help us see this to the end.
It seems we're on the same page.
We'll be in touch when we're ready to take the next step.
Thanks for your help. And be careful out there, okay?
By the way, I love that I just barely recruited Isaac, like, last session. And now he's, like, immediately speaking, like, he's talking for the entire group. He's representing them to this military detachment. Which is actually, it's weirdly kind of reminiscent of when I first joined Undead Labs. One of the very first things they asked me to do was write a blog post about the work I was about to be doing, and then go on a stream and talk about the work I was about to be doing. And I was like, you don't know me. You just barely met me. Like, how do you know I'm not going to ruin all these things? And they're like, we were very, they actually spent a year deciding whether or not to hire me. I applied, like, in 2012, in mid-2012, and I wasn't hired till 2013. So they spent a long time thinking about it. So like, oh yeah, no, we decided, we hired you because we decided we trust you.
I'm on my own and the fever's getting bad.
Uh-oh.
I'm not gonna last much longer.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry I ran. I'm sorry. I wish I could take it back, but I can't. Please. I don't want to die alone out here.
Okay, there's Chavez. But I don't see a mission popping up for him. Oh, is it back behind me? Okay, so here's my conundrum. Last time I ignored a mission, it went away. It was Diana. I didn't get to play it. I don't know that Chavez is in the same situation, but I'm kind of inclined to go and help him. However, I think that we've probably got an episode here already. So let's do an episode break and then go after Chavez. So I'm going to pause the game right now. But when I found those crossbow bolts, I remembered there was something that I was going to talk about. So somebody, a YouTube commenter, a little while ago, I'm sorry, I actually forgot to address this last week. A YouTube commenter was watching a video of me messing with crossbows, and they asked me why crossbows don't break. Like a lot of the other guns in, ranged weapons, I guess, in the game do break. They wondered why crossbows don't break. So there's a couple reasons for that. They're not the only weapons that don't break. Bolt action rifles, pump action shotguns, and revolvers. All of those are also reliable, and they don't break down. It's semi-automatic weapons and fully automatic weapons that break down. And there's a couple reasons for that. One of the reasons was we just like the idea of having a system in which high-tech stuff breaks down, but low-tech stuff sticks around. The idea being that you can sort of you can rely on this old tried and true stuff, but modern things feel ephemeral and they're going to go away, and the sense of this loss of easy access to modern manufactured things and needing to rely on more handmade feeling stuff, old-fashioned stuff, low-tech stuff. And so things that are manually operated, or just like, for instance, like a revolver's action, which is operated by the trigger, not by the magic of taking advantage of recoil. There's all these simpler mechanisms that you can understand, that you can fix yourself, that just don't need maintenance in this game. And crossbows are among that. They're among the oldest fashioned ranged weapons in the game, and so they kind of fill into that category. So we liked that sort of vibe, and just in general, just any system that is manually operated is going to be more reliable anyway. Like if you actually were taking a weapon out with you to live in the wilderness or live under conditions where it would see a lot of hard use, and you wouldn't get to maintain it in the way you would normally like to, or replace it, or replace parts of it. You would want to have something that was manually operated, something where the pieces are very simple, where you are actually physically looking and feeling at how you're manipulating the thing, because then, careful use of it, you can actually keep it under better condition than something that's got a black box that with magical mechanisms inside it that you can't fully, see what's going on or understand them. And so we like that idea of just you having this base level set of reliable weapons that aren't as fancy, and then more ephemeral weapons that are fancy, can do things the other weapons can't do, but maybe you have to ask yourself, do I really need those things? Do I really need a fully automatic weapon in the zombie apocalypse? Max Brooks would say no, that's actually not helpful, that, fully automatic weapons are mostly about intimidating humans. Like when people are actually trying to kill an enemy, they use semi-automatic shots, well-aimed, well-targeted shots. When you're firing fully automatic at someone, what you're doing is forcing people into cover and pinning them so that you can maneuver. And yeah, sure, you might hit people with those weapons, but usually people have actually learned how and where to take cover from those. That's not usually your mechanism for destroying an opposing force. It's your mechanism for pinning an opposing force so you can flank them. And so similar things like that. We want the game to make you question whether you actually need modern technology in a scenario like this. Oh yeah, sorry. Let's see here. Did somebody? Oh yeah, there. Okay, I was I thought Airy Twitch was correcting somebody saying Homecoming instead of Homeland, but I thought that they were correcting me, like I had said something wrong. But it sounds like I'm okay. No, Awesome Twitch Dude, if you want to redeem the reward to put your name in the game, you don't have to do it during a stream. You can just do it anytime, and it sends me a message, but definitely make a comment in your message saying, because it gives you a field where you can make a comment. Make a comment in the message saying what name you want so that I don't forget. Because it's very easy for me to pick to notice that a reward is redeemed at an odd time, not have access to you to clarify things. So leave as clear a message as you can about that. So Goonbuggy says, my best shooting was 3 bullets in a 6-foot target from 1,000. Is that 1,000 meters, 1,000 feet? I don't know. 1,000 meters would be a lot. That's a kilometer. I'm assuming you mean 1,000 feet. But I don't know. Maybe you're a really, really good shot. Yards. Okay, so it's basically meters. Wow, okay. That is about a kilometer. I am impressed. That's amazing, Goonbuggy. It's just firing a 303 rifle. Wow. Okay, that's so I've fired a few handguns in my life and a couple of rifles, mostly just like for the novelty. It's not really a part of my daily life, and it's not like a hobby that I spend a lot of time on maintaining. It's the kind of thing where I'm like, if there was a zombie apocalypse or some similar major change to the social order, where people needed to physically defend themselves, I would want to know how to do that. And so I keep thinking, like, I should at some point go and train myself or get myself trained so that I am definitely comfortable with that kind of thing. Because when you're brand new to a firearm, you're like, yeah, everything it does, it feels heavier and slower and harder to move and harder to control than you even imagine it would from watching, movies and playing video games and stuff like that. Like, pistols feel really dinky in video games, and in real life they're like, bang, like it's a big deal. And so getting comfortable with them is actually really important to be able to just operate effectively with them in any context. And so I've thought about that, but it's like, well, when do I have the time? I've got other problems in our current society that I have to contend with. And it's because it doesn't fit easily into any part of my life. I've never gotten around to do it. At some point, maybe I should just hang out with Brant and Mark and get them to teach me a few things. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so Goonbuggy, so are you from Australia? Is that what you're saying? Because he says that his uncle was a bit of an Aussie gun nut. He says that pistols don't really exist here. So yeah, it's like it's the stuff that you would need. The weapons that you're allowed in Australia, I imagine, are just the weapons you would use in the bush to defend yourself against the random predators or whatever you got out there. But people don't really arm up in Australia the same way that they do just all the time in the United States. Like, we're all anticipating a civil war at any moment. Pointy sticks. Okay, anyway, I wanted to do that little digression. So, Plex Para, sorry I didn't answer your comment in the actual comment, because I was like, oh, Plex Para asked an interesting question. I should just answer that on the stream, and then I totally forgot to in the last stream. So, sorry you were waiting so long for your answer, Plex Para. I hope you enjoy that. I hope you ended up watching this video. Let's actually wrap this up. So, there's a subscribe button for YouTube people. Here's links to other videos. I am planning on going and seeing Chavez right now. So, if you're watching me live, we're going to keep playing, and that video is going to go there.